So as you are carrying on the torch from your parents, what are some of the trials or difficulties you find being a female minority business owner?
I would say one of the first things that I had to learn, even coming into the business, is a lot of the customers or bowlers uh, um, found it difficult to deal with me. And that was because I always was protective of my parents. But one thing I did learn from my dad is you have to learn to be humble. And I would say over the time that he's taught me all that he has taught me, I have learned to humble myself in this business, which makes it, the customer satisfaction is tripled when you have an owner or proprietor, as we are, as involved. We're hands-on business owners, because that was the type of business that my parents ran. And so that humbling has taken me a long way, and it has made the journey a lot more easier to manage. But being a minority and young at the age that I took over the business, I mean, you talk about somebody in there before the age of 60. I was early 50s. So I had to work through a lot of strain. You talk about jealousy. You talk about our own ethnic group of not wanting to help and work with each other. That's another wall that you have to climb. Going to the bank and the stability of the business. I run a lean, mean, effective operation when it comes to financing. So a lot of that I kind of piggyback off of my father's reputation that he left prior to his passing and going on to the heavenly gates.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the issues you faced in the business? You talked about, being a black business owner and your own ethnicity not wanting to pull together to help you out. It's almost as if they're working against you in a sense. Can you tell us a few of your experiences since you've taken over here about some of the conflicts you've had here at Skyway Bowl with some of the other bowlers who happen to also be black as well?
Some of the conflicts would steer with the fact that people want to come into your house. This is what we call bowling facilities. It's my house. And I'm not the one that kind of taunts that I'm a business owner. People want to do what they want to do in your place. When you work and spend your hard-earned money and invest in your place, you can't come in here doing what you want to do. And people find it hard to understand that. What you may do at home, you can't do here. We run a clean facility, and some people don't like that. So you can't come here and put your feet up in our chairs, rear back in our chairs, treated like a rocking chair that's not a rocking chair, and just basically tear down the facility when my parents have worked hard and they spent their personal dollar here. I take that to heart, and I didn't take that very easily. I would just basically lash out at people. It was an anger. So I had to find a way to say, tone it down and say, no, this is not what we do here. And over time, the customers began to appreciate that. I mean, there were a lot of more bowlers and customers that were in my corner than I thought, because people would come up to me and say, Brunetta, it's okay. Just back up a minute. And as they would say, back up and smell the coffee, see the light. As my father would always say, the trees can be taller, but you gotta be able to look above those trees. So it's your tone. You gotta just be able to back up and just kind of consume. So over time, shorter than later, that's where that humbleness came in. And so it was just learning how to operate in the absence of my dad. And it was hard. It was hard in the beginning, but at the same token, I was with my dad every day. So I learned, got to know the landscape of your business. And it gets to the point where you tell people, listen, it ain't always about the money, because all money ain't good money. And I believe in running a safe, fun, family business. It's got to be safe for everybody, not just for me. Everybody that walks into this facility.
Speaking of